Greetings and welcome to Let's Play Panda Master 5000 whatever. Time for another vlog. I still have so much backlog in Might and Magic 7 that I still have quite some time where I can just sit down, relax a little bit and do some vlogs from time to time. Mostly when new topics come up that I want to talk about. I kinda have 3 topics I may talk about, but I'll see how far I get. The first topic, that will be a short one. Somebody asked me to talk a little bit about Ouya or Ouya or Oujij, whatever. The new console that is supposed to come out next year. And from what I've seen, it looks good. I mean, competition is always a good thing. It revitalizes the market or something like that. As far as I know, it should be kind of like having Steam in a console or something. So it's open source and people can code games and publish them, and most of these games should be some sort of free-to-play thing. And I don't know. I didn't really get a lot of information out of this. I searched a few reviews, a few previews or whatever. It looks good. I mean, the Kickstarter site was okay, the information that I got there. And yeah, the nice lady is right. It takes quite a lot of balls to make something like that. I hope they succeed. I don't see anything wrong with that or something, so yeah. Good luck. Yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of all I had to say about this topic. Sorry that it was so short. It was just like I didn't find any good information or anything really negative about it. I mean, what can I say negative about a console? I mean, I don't know how it works out. I don't know how the hardware is. I don't know if it lags like hell. I don't know if it's not playable or something. Or if it turns out into a heating mass of dung like the Xbox 360. I mean, I have an Xbox 360. I love my Xbox 360. I am not playing my Xbox 360 because I got a Red Ring of Death a few months ago. I did repair it. If if blocking the ventilation circuit and kind of overheating the system counts as repairing it. I know I've fucked up my guarantee with that. I do not care, because it was gone anyways. But it worked after that. I have no idea what happens there. I think it was something with the smelting contacts and they suck hard and whatever. I don't know. And I don't care. So I don't know if it will have any hardware problems, or if the games kind of, if the game market will be like the Wii, where you only have casual games nobody really cares about, unless you have like 10 friends and you feel you live in a mansion, so you can actually afford a space, so you can actually play the Wii with more than one person. Or if you, I don't know, have too much money and kind of want a Blu-ray DVD player that may play movies, then you could have gotten the PS3. I don't know what kind of other hardware this thing has. I don't know what it supports. It looks good so far. I'm happy. My next big topic I wanted to talk about, this will be a little bit longer, and I hope I do not... I did try to record this vlog before, but I kinda went into a huge circle argument, and I was always arguing with myself somehow, and I was like, yeah, fuck this. I should really start making scripts or something. Anyways, it's about game review magazines. A huge-ish German/international game review magazine, GameStar, recently decided to downgrade Diablo 3 by 5 points from 100 because the endgame content blows ass. And then decided to, reduce the overall score. I think it was from 90 to 85 or something. And yesterday, I think they started to bash Star Wars The Old Republic and how it was foreshadowing that this game will blow and how bad it is and blah. On December, they gave the game a solid 86% and a gold award because the game is so awesome and the quests have so awesome quests and stuff like that. I honestly don't know where these awesome quests are because you get the same shit like in every MMO. The only thing is that you have to listen to some fat guy telling you like, I wanted to go over there and kill stuff, and now I have to talk a little bit about the mission, even though you don't really care about it. I don't know. This whipped me out of the whole concept of Star Wars. There was every second character was obese. I mean, I have nothing against fat people. Damn, I'm overweight myself. But I honestly don't believe that somebody who has like a BME of 500 can get a high position in the Empire. I honestly doubt that. I mean, they have to do missions or something. They don't just sit there like... I mean, hell. Well, then again, they only had like, I think, 4 character models. Skinny and kind of like, yeah, a little bit meaty, let's say it like this. Then they had like a little bit stronger. And then they had this obese people and really people that roll around. If you push them, they roll down a canyon. Obese like that. Like, whoa, no normal person can look like that. I mean, I think they're like 2 people in the whole world who look like that. And yeah. So yeah, they are like, oh, I have to go back to my main topic. They went like, yeah, and Star Wars is kind of bad, okay. And yeah, we kind of saw it coming, okay. And now that we see that the community doesn't like this game, okay, we decided to write a really bad article about it, okay. And I don't know, I usually give a rat's ass about a game reviewing magazine's opinion. I I subscribed to GameStar, mostly because so I have something to read while being in the bathroom, let's say it like this. But I'm not reading the articles because I kind of want new impressions on the game and on the new games. I kind of read it to at least know what games are coming out soonish. But honestly, I don't buy hype anymore. I mean, yeah, it's usually a huge letdown. I don't know what happens there. I mean, they praised Rage, for example. They were like, oh, this game is so awesome. This game is woo. But yeah, then it came out and I haven't heard a lot of good things about it. So yeah, game reviewing. The main problem with reviewing video games is that you review something that is opinionated. I mean, take a car magazine, for example. I mean, they can tell you how much miles per hour or how fast this car is. They can measure it. They can tell you, okay, this car is so fast and it can do this. It has airbags of 10 or something, I don't know. And if you drive with 500 miles per hour against a wall, then nothing happens to you because whatever. They can measure it. They can give you accurate details how this car works. And if you like it or not, I don't know, perhaps I'm not really a car person. I mean, I honestly don't care in what type of car I'm sitting, as long as it is able to bring me from point A to point B. If it's a Daimler car or an Opel or a Ferrari, I don't really care. I've been driving Renault Clio all the time. This is my third Renault Clio I have, mostly because people have the need to crash into me all the time. I don't know. It's kind of sad. I'm driving for 11 years now, and this is my third car. What the fuck? Anyways, so game reviewing, and that's the main problem with game reviewing. I mean, there's a person, the person has its own opinion, and it shines in the review. I mean, if you ask me, well, Daniel, what do you think about Dragon Age? Then I will tell you, I prefer to get a hand job from a rabid grizzly bear, to be honest. A really saucy one, like, woo! Before playing this game, instead of playing this game. If you ask a friend of mine, and she's really into this whole BioWare RPGs, she will be like, oh, this is the most awesome game ever. And it's okay. I mean, different people, different opinions. And that's the thing, is with video game reviews, it is kind of hard, because there are no real measurements. And especially reviewing magazines that have like a scale from 1 to 100. I mean, what's the difference between an 85 and 84 game? Is there a difference? I mean, is this game 1% worse somehow than the other one? I don't know. GameStar has I think they have like 10 different categories, and each category goes from 1 to 10. I don't know if that makes sense. I mean, graphics 1 to 10, sound 1 to 10, gameplay 1 to 10. I think they have like 5 regular ones and 5 depending on the genre. And I don't get it. I mean, is the sound really equal to the other parts? I mean, for me, sound should be like 3 points. 1 point, you have the weirdest cacophonic piece of crap coming out of the speakers you will ever hear. I would suggest you remove the sound from this game. 2 is, yeah, you can listen to it, it's kind of okay. And 3 is, whoa, the orchestral music blows you away. Sure, you may argue there are fine nuances. Let's put it to 5 for all I care. But 10? Is there really a difference between 9 points in sound and 10 or 8? I don't know. Same with graphics. I mean, for me, graphics are, I either like the graphic style, I don't care about the graphic style, or whoa, this is an orgasm projected on my monitor. But yeah, it still shouldn't be as on the same level as the gameplay. I mean, I never had a game where I sat down and I said, whoa, this game is really fun. I really love playing this game. Oh, but the graphics, they aren't like, oh no, I don't really like the graphics. No, it never happened. I never so far had a freaking game that I put down because the graphics didn't appeal to me. But I had a lot of games that looked great but I put down because the gameplay wasn't appealing to me. Final Fantasy 13. I'm sorry. And yeah. I think that's the main problem with video game reviews. So you may argue, well, about the main point you made is, why do they give crappy games such high reviews? Or usually when a new game comes out, they point out flaws in the predecessor they didn't point out before. When Skyrim came out, they suddenly had problems with Oblivion. Problems they never mentioned. Why may this be the reason? I think the only video game magazine I could ever trust is a video game magazine that has like car advertisements or makeup advertisements or, I don't know, Coca-Cola advertisements or something in there. I mean, you get my point. They get paid through advertisements from publishers who sell these games. We had this thing with I think it was IGN, where one of the reviewers gave Kane Lynch a bad, I think it was 4 or something, 4 of 10, sorry. and it was this huge thing, and they were like, "Whoa, we have advertisements, and why does IGN advertise this game and it gives them a 4 out of 10? How can you?" Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, sure, car magazines usually have car advertisements too, which makes kind of sense. I mean, if I'm reading a car magazine, I may be interested in cars. But, like I said, they can't really lie there. They can't say, "Oh yeah, this car, it doesn't have airbags," even though it has airbags, or it has airbags even though it hasn't. They can't really lie. What they can do is kind of like reviewing a car and not reviewing another car. That may happen, sure, but I don't know. I don't really read car magazines, to be honest. So what about game reviews? What would I like in a game review? I usually watch Yahtzee from Zero Punctuation on The Escapist, because usually we have the same kind of taste in games. He doesn't really review the games, he just points out a lot of flaws usually, or what the game does good. And he doesn't really give a number at the end, which is okay. I mean, if I ask a friend of mine, "Well, what do you think about this movie?" He doesn't tell me, "Oh, it's an 8 out of 10, yeah." He says, "Well, I like this scene, I like that, and it may interest you because, well, I know your taste." Well, of course, Yahtzee doesn't know my taste, but he makes videos on the internet. So my suggestion is to take a sort of like freelance reviewer and watch him. If you find someone that usually has the same taste in games than you, then okay. I mean, Yahtzee, for example, he really ripped Jericho, or whatever you spell it, a new one. He hated this game. He had no good word on this game. But I was watching the review, I was interested in this game, and I was like, the points he make, I don't think they bother me. I don't think I will be bothered by the points he does. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I will still play this game. I bought it, and I was happy. This was one of the few games where I actually tried to get all the achievements done. So, yeah. And what I also think is kind of sad is GameStar again. They once made a yearly report, and they said the average grade they gave out was, I think, 78. And that's the problem we have, because usually for readers of a video game magazine, an average game is kind of like at 75%. I mean, honestly, who reads a review and sees, "Oh, the game has 60%, oh, this must be a piece of shit"? No, 50 on a 1 to 100 scale should be an average game. But the average games are usually around 75. Why is that? Mostly because we are all retarded, I guess. I don't know. I have to drink something. Wonderful. So, how can we change that? I don't know. Like I said, I guess you find someone on the internet who does game reviews, and you watch him, and you either share his opinion, or you don't. I mean, I think the main thing I'm interested when I watch a review is, how is the gameplay? Is it interesting to play? Is it too talky? Is there lots of action? Do you have to do something actually? Or, I don't know, stuff like that. That stuff like that is what interests me. I mean, if somebody had told me, "Oh, well, Dragon Age is about 80% of choosing dialogue options," I would have never bought this game. But I only saw game review magazines that were like, "Oh, such an awesome, epic storyline, and huge monsters you fight, and blah, blah, blah." Yeah. The only huge monster I fought was the ogre at the end of the tutorial. It's kind of sad. Anyways, so what about Diablo, for example? I mean, I made a vlog about Diablo. I said, oh, this game is pretty good. I liked it. I put in about 100 hours of gameplay. Then came Inferno mode. And I immediately lost interest in this game. Immediately. And why is that? I mean, the game was pretty much balanced in normal, Nightmare, and Hell. But on Inferno, they kinda overdid it. I mean, I have no problem with challenging games. I mean, you saw me beating Super Ghouls and Ghosts on Professional. I like challenging games. What I don't like is spending 8 hours per day farming equipment that doesn't drop. I mean, I could carry on with Diablo, but I don't want to. So, what happened there? I mean, they gave Diablo a pretty good review, and about 3 months later, when the community really hated this game, they started to downgrade it. And I saw another review, or a review of a review on Penny Arcade today, where he reviewed a review of some 360 game. I don't know what it is. I think it was some strategy role-playing game thingy or something. Kind of like Final Fantasy Tactics. I don't know. And he said one thing that bothered him the most was that the reviewer mentioned obnoxious characters and that you have to play these characters. And according to him, a mild spoiler, you do not play these characters after like 3 hours. You stop playing them. You get new main characters who are more fleshed out characters who are not obnoxious. And he was like, how much time did this person spend on making this review? And I have to agree with him. I mean, okay, like I said, I'm not really into the game reviewing thing. I don't know how many games one person has to play per month and makes reviews out of them. And of course, a game like Skyrim, where you can play like 300 hours to find every little detail in the game. They may not be possible, but the average game is, 8 hours nowadays? 20, 30 if you take an RPG. I work on average 10 hours per day. If I could start up a video game the day in the morning when I start, I'm pretty sure I can finish it at the end of the day. After that, making notes, I don't know, I really don't know how long it takes, but I'm pretty sure you can actually finish most of the games to review. And when I see the games that they don't really have a lot of reviews going on anymore, it's kind of sad, to be honest. But yeah, I'm pretty sure somebody will now complain and, you don't know anything, blah blah blah, whatever. I still think, I mean, would you read a movie review where the reviewer apparently only saw like 1/3 of the movie? I mean, if somebody makes a Phantom Menace review and they say how awesome it was that they found the Gungans or something like that, and immediately stops talking about the story after that and what happens afterwards, not even mentioning anything that happens there. Like, he's like, oh, I wonder when he will meet Anakin. I'm looking forward to the second movie when he finally meets Anakin or something like that. And you're like, wait a second, did you actually finish this movie? I don't know. It's kind of silly. Yeah. Oh well, I still have some time left, and I'm still tired, so I will talk about my third topic. I have to smirk a little bit, mostly because I'm an evil bastard sometimes. Star Wars: The Old Republic becomes free to play starting November, as far as I know. It was November. Oh, the awesome $200 million worth franchise, huge franchise, MMO, Star Wars The Old Republic take a huge dive down. And yeah, told you. It makes me, I wouldn't say it makes me happy. I mean, of course it's not a happy side. I mean, people lost their jobs most likely, and well, EA lost a lot of money. It's still not good. It's not something to be happy or something. It's kind of sad. It's not a sad thing. Like I said, people lost their jobs, people lost money, and it's usually not a good thing. But I guess that's what you get when you reach for the stars and have nothing to back it up. I mean, the only thing in Star Wars that was remarkably new were the voice acting. The voice acting, I'm pretty sure even the most hardcore role-playing fanatics can't listen to anymore after the fourth time it is said. I mean, you can play a good guy, you can play an evil guy, and that's kinda it. Then you hear the same story over and over and over again. Not to mention, it makes the game pretty expensive. I mean, they had to put voices everywhere. I never sat down on a MMORPG and I was like, yo, I have to read. Oh, damn. No. I don't know. When I play an MMO, I usually pick up all the quests in a quest hub, and while traveling to the area where I have to go, I read what I'm actually doing. Because, to be quite honest, I don't really care why I have to collect 8 beer asses for this gnome over there. I mean, it's just a means for leveling. Well, for me. I'm pretty sure that people who play MMOs for the story. Oh, yes. I'm pretty sure. Not that many, otherwise Star Wars would have been more successful. But, yeah. So, the main problem, in my opinion, what they are doing now with the free-to-play model in Star Wars The Old Republic is you can level from level 1 to 50 for free. You can have as many characters as you want and trade skills, etc. The only thing limited so far, you can only enter a specific amount of dungeons and battlegrounds per day, and you cannot enter raid instances, or you cannot participate in raid instances. So you can play the quote creme de la creme, I don't even know if this is an English idiom, the good stuff. You can play the good stuff, the storyline, the thing, the big market seller, the big thing in Star Wars The Old Republic. You can play every story for free. But you have to pay in order to play the bland and boring instances and raids and battlegrounds. Who else sees the problem in that? I've posted this on Facebook. That's like being able to nail every hooker in a first-class brothel, but you have to pay extra if you want to have a 3-month-old salsa dip. I mean, is this really their intention, that you can play the... I don't even know how they... I honestly don't know how they would do otherwise, to be honest. I perhaps pay for the main storyline, but you can now somehow level up through side quests or something. I don't know. Perhaps you have to pay... You should be able to pay for each big story on each planet. I don't know. It's not my thing to figure out. I'm just pointing out that there is something wrong there. I mean, that's like if they introduce a World of Warcraft free-to-play model where you start the game with a max level character and you are able to do all the raids, dungeons and battlegrounds, but you have to pay in order to level up or to level a character from level 1. That would be kind of the same. I mean, at least for me, I don't even want to count how many times I leveled up a character to max level in World of Warcraft. But for me, the leveling process is one of the most boring things in an MMO. Of course, it is important, especially in an MMO. I think when World of Warcraft came out, it took me like a whole month in order to level up to max level. I think it was even longer. Well, then again, I was playing a Holy Paladin, and I was leveling as a Holy Paladin because I was the healer for our group. And I didn't know any better. I mean, it was fun. I was like, yeah, I'm fighting 6 monsters and I'm healing myself and slowly killing them. Then I played another class and I was like, whoa, that's a lot faster. But yeah, so the leveling process in World of Warcraft isn't my thing. But if I must pay for it, I wouldn't do it. And honestly, I don't know who will sit down and pay for at least when I still played Star Wars The Old Republic, the battlegrounds were a mess. You could not play them properly. I think they fixed a few of the lag issues, but yeah. I don't know. Another big MMO. And what is up with MMOs? I mean, the main problem they try to do is they try to beat World of Warcraft by being the exact same thing as World of Warcraft, but with less content. I mean, sure, the main argument of people was, well, when World of Warcraft came out 7-8 years ago, it wasn't perfect. And it had bugs, and it didn't have so much content. Yeah, but the main thing is, when World of Warcraft came out, it was kind of like blowjob heaven compared to EverQuest. I played EverQuest. I liked EverQuest. I liked playing EverQuest. But this game was a horrible, broken piece of mess. If they had one patch day, you couldn't play properly for like 2 weeks. At least on my server. They had a patch day and I once sat down and said, I will never buy a game from Valve again. Not Valve. It was something else with V. I forgot the name of who made EverQuest. I don't know. The makers of EverQuest. I will never buy a game from them anymore because it is a horrible, buggy piece of shit. And yeah, so World of Warcraft came out. Yeah, World of Warcraft had bugs. Like if you were mining, you got stuck in the kneeling animation and you had to relog, or some other things. When I made my druid, I couldn't play my druid anymore because there was some bug with the interface. And when I opened up my trade skill window, the game crashed. Little did I know that just deleting 2 files so the game could remake them would have solved it, but I don't care. Compared to EverQuest, it was polished, it was good, and it offered more and more accessible content. And that's what you have to do nowadays. You have to fight with World of Warcraft in 2012. You do not fight World of Warcraft of 2005. If you want to make a game that's similar to World of Warcraft, you have to be better than World of Warcraft. Or, and that's what EVE Online is doing, offer a totally different experience. As far as I know, EVE Online is one of the more successful free-to-play games, and a pretty solid piece of work. A lot of people say like, oh yeah, Lord of the Rings is doing pretty well, but from what I've heard, they are barely scratching the barrel. I don't know. I don't care. And the main problem with MMOs is also, why do I still play World of Warcraft? I think I can count the days on one hand I logged into World of Warcraft the past 6 months. I was still playing because of the 1 year pass, mainly because I got Diablo for free. So far, I didn't really lose a lot of money. So I was like, yeah, okay, I don't care. I had fun with Diablo. I I can still log on into World of Warcraft whenever I feel like, and to be honest, these 13 bucks per month, they don't really hurt me. So I was recently playing a little bit more because we were doing some PvP with my best friend, and it was fun. And that's the main thing why I'm still playing World of Warcraft, because quite a lot of people I've met there are still playing. And I don't really feel like starting new in another MMO. Or I don't really feel like paying for 2 MMOs. And most free-to-play MMOs they aren't really free-to-play. You are either like, oh yeah, you kinda have to buy stuff in order to be able to level at a relatively decent pace. Or there's the old like EverQuest that I'm like, yeah, I downloaded the free-to-play EverQuest client, I logged into my Necromancer, I played a little bit, I logged into my Monk, I went around and I tried to level, but I was like, yeah, this is just nostalgic. I'm not really going to play this game anymore, hardcore or something like that. And that's kinda it. So, Ouya, maybe something decent, I'm looking forward to it, I hope it will be a success. Gaming magazines, I still don't really care about. Find someone who shares the same opinion as you and who may be able to give you good advice, but don't really listen to hyping game magazines anymore. And yeah, Star Wars free-to-play, I personally think they should reconsider their free-to-play model, but who am I? I'm just a small little vlogger who sits there at 11:30 PM and screaming obscenities in his microphone. Anyways, I'm still thinking about recording another Let's Play and alternating between this one and the other Might Magic 7, yeah. But I'm not sure about this yet. It will be a shortish Let's Play, perhaps I will just upload it in one day. Kind of like a quickly. I have to see. I have to see it. Anyways, I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And we will see each other soon. So, take care and goodbye.